As the clock strikes 7, the vibes alive. Inner circles here where voices thrive. Turn on your screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come on, come on, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. In a circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. With laughter and love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. So join the...
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle podcast. Today is Wednesday, October 29 is our regular business segment. The Inner Circle podcast where we amplify, empower, and elevate. Tonight we'll be cutting through the noise to answer two questions that make or break every business. Where who's your target market, and how do you stay connected? I'm your host, Abe Kumara. I'm here with my co-host, Miss B. And the conference she talked about yesterday, that's where I think she got this topic from. And then she's so excited to deep dive into it for us to educate you, all you business owners out there, all you running the show. Hopefully AI will not replace you because you're running your own show. And things like that. So, but Miss B,
I
welcome to the show.
Good evening, everyone. It's your girl Miss B, and I am minding the business, all the business that pays me, because I think it kind of continues. AI is a part of the conversation tonight. So there's just been a lot of been buzzing. I know in my network, in the work that I do, I think people in professional services as a whole. Um, have really been having different sides. The argument today was, is AI good for humanity? Is technology good for our society? And I'm like, it's a little late to be asking if technology is good for our society, but maybe we can still address the harm that AI is going to cause. But as a business owner, it's like you're torn because us. Are we? You want us to just get to dive straight in, Abraham?
Not right now. Let me put some
Okay.
plug-in for the. I know you're so excited about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me say some plug-in for the folks. You can join the conversation tonight. Is again the topic is who's your target market and how do you stay connected. So you can join the conversation tonight by putting a comment in the chat or call our number 952-594-5154. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Circle Podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. This is the only platform that's not going to get taken over by AI. We promise you that we're going to be here bringing you the gems about business every Wednesday, bringing you fun topics, bringing some interesting guests. And Miss B and I will be here yapping every Wednesday about business, about finance, about everything else. So join this movement, man. Now go ahead, Miss B. Flow.
Yeah. So, on one hand, like the great debate is
Mm,
going to start happening.
yeah.
Is AI good for society? Is AI good for humanity? And that's going to be the great debate. On one hand, you will have people who love it, love the efficiency that it brings to your business. Especially when we talk about, I share some quotes and data here, not quotes, but data here from time to time. Black businesses is 92% sole proprietorship, right? And AI can help to provide some of those departments, those
Mhm.
operational pieces that your business need. Like somebody was sharing with me, I was on a business compliance workshop call yesterday, and they were sharing with me a TikTok video where um it was talking about the Family Matters theme song, everywhere you go, everywhere you look. And so it was as if you're in your business and you would see every department you went from, everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you kept seeing the same business owner in the TikTok video, to say that, as a sole proprietor, you're the one doing everything in your business. And
Hmm.
so what is AI going to do is going to help you to be efficient in your business, right? Especially when we're talking about target markets and staying connected to your target market, right? Because it can help you understand, do market research better, to really understand who your target market is. Because we don't, oftentimes we get into business not recognizing that in order for you to start a company or get into business, you're supposed to be trying to solve a problem. That's
Hmm.
the overarching thing a business is supposed to do, is try to be solving a problem. You not only just want to bring a product to market or a service to the market just because you're good at it. You want to be solving a problem 9 times out of 10. And so that's why you as a new business are coming to the market. Or if you're a business that's growing and scaling, you found a way how to provide that, perfect that product or perfect that service. So that's why you're being able to grow. But at the critical part of that is, if you're coming to solve the problem, who are you coming to solve the problem for? And that is your target market. Who is the person that's best going to be supported by the solution that your business is creating, right? That's your target market. That's how you know. When we say your target market is the group of individuals based on certain demographics about them, which could be age, sex, income. All those things are important in understanding what your target market is. And AI can help you do that. Why do you want to know your target market? Like, why is this important to you? Why is this valuable? Because if you understand your market very, very well, then you will know how to market your product to them. You will know where to even be located. You will know what channels to be selling your product through or your service through to, right? You will decide, am I best e-commerce and brick and mortar? If I'm brick and mortar, should I be in this community? Should I be in that community, right? When you understand all of those things about your target market, your target audience, whichever one way you want to do it, your mean customers, there's different language you want to call it, but all in all, it's like, who are the people going to buy your service or product, and how do you stay connected to them?
Okay, well, that's great. That's great. But a couple of things. Let me just throw a couple of things in there. First of all, let me just remind folks. I know everybody right now, right there, as you said, there's two sides to this debate, or there's a lot of, there's been a lot of news. As I said, the whole 2025 is a year of AI, right? 2025 is basically the year of AI. If you're not, there's two words Peterson said that might be, at the end of the year, right? 2025, it might say, we hope, or the next one will be the next one. Obviously, I think number one is AI, and then the second one we hope, or whatever it is. But let me just, I think where we should assure folks, I don't think where with the American economy is so dependent on its consumers, right? It's like it's so dependent on its consumers. And I know we have been hearing about all these layoffs, and some of the layoffs are because of AI. But I cannot imagine where they're going to lay everybody off and AI is doing the work, and AI is going to take over their jobs. You know what I mean? Things like that. I don't think that's possible. I don't see that, because guess who? I mean, who's going to be buying those products? They're or services these companies are producing. So I don't think that's possible. I think what's going to happen is that it's going to. I have told Miss B and Miss B don't believe me, right? Is that they're going to retrain people to, I mean, to go into different areas or
It's so
whatever. You know,
wishy-washy, Abraham. One
you
yesterday
know,
you were near
yeah,
doom.
yeah.
There
And
you
then and then the second thing is, right, like today, right, I mean the Federal Reserve cut interest rate, right? I mean interest rate, I mean the Fed funds rate was like
is it at 5% yet?
no, no, it's for, well, that does not affect mortgages though, right? We think mortgages coming down right now, right? Mortgages are coming down, but the Fed funds rate does not really impact, not necessarily impact your mortgage rate or your credit card rate or whatever. It could, but it all depends if the banks want to do it. But but at least it's good news that where the Fed's funds rate has been reduced from 4% what to 3.75%. And when the Federal Reserve Chairman was talking today, he said he understands there's a lot of fears about AI and things like that, but he just does not believe, right? The fear, I mean, Amazon laying off 14,000 people, UPS, how many thousand people, Paramount, CBS, 2,000, all these numbers you're hearing, right? Is they are coming for white collar workers. I don't, I mean, it's like, aggressively, he thinks, right, that fear is overblown, right? I mean, there's a chairman of the Federal Reserve, right? The Federal Reserve Bank of the United States talking like he does not feel, right, that AI is going to take our jobs. You know what I mean? He doesn't believe that because he just can see that. Does he believe it's going to have some disruption? Yes, yes, it's going to have a major disruption. But the good side to that is, it's going to help folks to become more efficient. Like you are talking right now, right? To become more efficient, right? About, I mean, the thing, the segue I
It's
want to drive.
what
Wait, the
more
segue I want to
efficient. I
drive.
want to understand, how does AI help people
Uh-huh.
become more efficient? What is the need for my efficiency?
The need for the efficiency, right? Things that are taking, even I mean, our companies, right? Sometimes I mean, you're not a coder, so I won't bore you with those details, right? But back in the days, right? I mean, those of us that in finance, you had you had the Excel spreadsheet, you had I mean, different tools out there that could take you maybe that to put like analysis together would take you hours upon hours upon hours to do it. Now, may I tell you that things take you 5 minutes, that might be too long. You put you
But
put something
because
in.
it took you hours,
Yeah.
what happened? There was multiple of you, depending on the size of that agency, right, doing the same job.
Oh yeah, obviously.
And
But you
that's
don't.
my point. And see, everybody keeps thinking,
What's
say,
your point? I mean, but that point is not valid. Those folks that will be moved where maybe like there's some. I mean, the fact is, right? There are certain part of the economy that's very much inefficient. Those folks could be moved to those areas. That's what I mean. They could be retrained. I mean, in those areas. But the underlying premise is, Miss B. I think this technology is good for us. It's good for humanity. I mean, it's good for the human race. It's good for humanity. It's not going to destroy all of us. It's not going to take over our jobs. It's just going to. I think it's going to help us immensely. Honestly, I do believe that. I know there's fear, especially for us in a white collar. I mean, it's like as you said, right? It is. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people are afraid.
white collar jobs are professional. They call it white
Yeah,
collar jobs, people, for a reason, because people wear their white t-shirts and their suits and they go to work. So basically, another way to call these people are those who are working in professional services, those who are working desk jobs, right?
yeah.
Are attacked. And we say this because we say, okay, these AI is going to help them to be more efficient. That is not my argument. My
What's your
argument
argument?
is not that AI won't help people to be more efficient, but what I'm saying is, if it costs two people now to change the ink in the printer, and we have found a way for one of Denise, to change the ink in the printer more
Or half,
efficiently,
or
why do
half
I
of
need
Denise,
that other
or half
person?
of, or half of Denise, or no Denise at all.
There you go. There you go. There. My argument right there. So you're
Eh,
saying, if it was two of us changing the ink in the printer, a high proficient job, paying very well, and you can eliminate it to even one of us, and maybe even both of us, what are you about to go and train me like a surgeon? If you eliminate a surgeon's job, what are you going to train the surgeon to go do? What is he now supposed to go do?
he could talk. He could talk. I mean, he could become someone that could talk to the patients after the surgery, right? After the surgery, and say, "Hey," he could. I mean, he could become because that's
Whereas
something
if
AI
I
will not.
had 11
That is something.
surgeons,
That is
I
something
I
AI will not
reduce it to
do.
one.
What?
I only need one surgeon to talk to patients.
No, no, you wouldn't. I mean, you would not need that. You would need more than
You
one
just need
surgeon
one
to talk.
surgeon to talk to patients. Why would you need 11 of them still?
Well, I mean, I mean, it's like you might have more than one patient, though, right? You might have more than one patient.
This is why,
Mhm.
yes, I will tell Abraham this. For us sole proprietors, this, if we learn how to implement AI into our businesses, we will come on top. We really will, right? Because at the end of the day, especially if you have an e-commerce and you're selling merchandise, right? And you think about inventory, keeping your inventory organized, right? Keeping track of your clients, right? These are the things that AR will help you to do very, very well. So implement for these reasons. If you're somebody who produces a product, again, what are the things that you need to make sure that you have on hand in a timely fashion to replenish your inventory? Because just on time inventory is something that Walmart has grown its business on being able to do that. So now your inability to have all these different departments in your business and not have multiple people to fill it, right? And you're saying that AI can produce some of these departments from you because of their mechanism now will allow you to focus on the business at hand. That is getting your product out there or getting your service out there far and wide, increasing your volume, right? But at the importance of all of that is oftentimes we think, oh, you're sitting in the business every day. Why aren't people coming? I went to the 5701 Shingle Creek Parkway building today in Brooklyn Center. In that building is about 180 businesses, 6 floors, and most of the people weren't even there, right? I think out of 180 businesses, we knocked on every single door, my team and I. And we only had conversations with about 10 business owners. That statistic is very alarming. And mind you, we're in that building around what should be the busiest peak times of the day. We're in the building from noon to 1. And we all know in business, those are your busy peak times, right? Right? That lunch hour, that's when people are out either having lunch or running the errands that they can before they head back to the office to close out by 5 o'clock. And so that building was empty. I didn't see any traffic from customers really. And again, we only talked to 10 businesses, right? And so I'm saying this because those people really would benefit from implementing AI now and implementing it efficiently to help them maximize on growing their business. Because the reality is, as people lose jobs, they're going to find way more affordable places or ways to maximize on their dollars. So if you think about our sole proprietors, right, this is where you come in, right? If people can't afford to go to the Targets and the Walmarts, you are an option. You are an option because your prices are going to be lower, more affordable, and they're going to be able to come. They're going to be looking for you. People are going to be looking for bargain prices. And if you're a boutique, if you're a small mom and pop boutique and you're sitting in someplace like the 5701, what do you want to be doing is capitalizing on AI for understanding your target market, capitalizing for AI for being able to outreach to them, to market to them, right? So this will be the best time now to be investing in those social media campaigns and all those things because people will be looking for more affordable places to shop, right? Even online shopping can get expensive to an extent because I'm going to think twice now about paying shipping. I'm going to think twice now about paying delivery fee, and so I'm going to go look for the bargain places to go and shop. So, for every disappointment, there's opportunity. So it's important now more than ever, folks, that we need to understand our market and know how to stay connected to them in these type of times when we have a high unemployment is happening, high tariffs, right, is happening. So buying local more than ever. If you find a vendor that is producing their items here and they're not depending on getting any type of merchandise from overseas, then you're more likely going to have to find a more affordable price. And that's where I think a lot of our sole proprietors can come in and kind of capitalize and maximize things on this market.
So let's just lay some premise here, right? I mean, I think first of all, this is a great topic that you brought, right? Which is target market and how do you stay connected. But one thing, if we understand about our community, right? If we talk about target market, a lot of people think that it's anyone with a wallet, which is like it becomes the danger of vagueness, right? Is that vagueness? I mean, that's something that's real. I mean, what are you talking about going to that business? You go to any immigrant, especially African immigrant businesses, right? Do we get into business because we know our target market, or we get into
No.
it because, oh, You know what? Someone is doing this. Let me do it. Oh, this thing is making money. Let me get in there. Do we? And how do you even get to the point of knowing your target market? It's you, I think, the foundational piece you have to do, right? You have to get a business plan. That's the foundational piece. In order to know the target market you're talking about, you cannot just get it and say, hey, this is my target market. No. To me, right, in order to know your target market, you have to have that foundational piece. Your what? Your business plan, which includes your marketing, which will what, include your marketing plan. And a marketing plan will tell you, okay, who are you going to market this product to, right? That's your target market. Who are you going to, what's your price point? And how are you going to stay connected to them, right? That's the one, boy, everywhere you see in our community, right, is that we don't do that. Is that most of us go into business because, oh yeah, maybe that Miss B is doing this thing. I hear she's making money. She's driving some Range Rover or Land Rover or whatever. I think, hey, she's living. I mean, she's on social media, telling me how much she's making. I think, I think that that's something I should get into, and that's how most of our people get into our business, right? There's not that we don't define the number one, why are we trying to get into this? What's the
I
purpose?
exactly. And he talked about the business plan. That's something I tell because I, as a consulting, I work with businesses a lot. And this is something I tell people all the time. Your first thing you're going to need is a business plan. And it doesn't have to be very long. Right now, according to AI, it can produce a business plan that would have took you hours, between 15 and 30 minutes, right? 15 to 30 minutes can give you a really good business plan, even if it's 2 pages these days. And if you want to get that high level investor ready type of business plan, then invest the extra hour or two. But imagine business plan used to take us hours, weeks, months sometimes to execute a good business plan, the level of research that you would have to go and do. So again, I'm saying let's, until we really can understand the negative impact that AI is going to have, that we capitalize on this tool that is so right at our fingertips, right?
It's
It's
not.
free and it's
Go
right
ahead.
at
Go
our
ahead.
fingertips. And
Hmm,
so,
hmm.
and it can help you to understand your target market. When you're writing that business plan, you will get a chance to kind of do that research and really think through, who is my audience? Like you said, Abraham said, not because somebody has money, they're your audience. No, right? And I think any real business owner would tell you, no, not everybody is my audience. Just because Cat Williams is funny does not mean he's guaranteed to have sold out, stadiums, right? And that doesn't mean that everybody is going to go and see his show, right? He knows who his audience is, and that's how he's been able to be successful. Amazon knows who their audience is. They know where their audience is at. They know everything there needs to be about their audience. That's why you're going to see a lot more Black vendors are on Amazon. Amazon went far beyond books, right? There's nothing that you need in this world, I don't think, is not available on Amazon if you want to buy it. And don't forget, luxury items, luxury apparel is also on Amazon, right? They can give you everything, because why? Over time, they did the work, they researched and said, oh, okay, Black women love Black natural hair, they're going natural. I'm going to make sure I have, either I'm producing it or we're having vendors that do that, right? African American community are large consumers of luxury brands. They know which luxury brands we have. Either they're going to produce those luxury brands or they're going to have a vendor sell those luxury brands. That's when you talk about, just think about Amazon. And why is it everything that you need is available on there? No matter what the product is, no matter what the race is, you can find it on there because they know their target market. They know you are going to find your way to Amazon to shop from there. So therefore, they want to be prepared for when you go there to spend your money.
I mean, obviously. And the other thing here to understand, right? Once you identify your target market, right, is like, I think one of the other things too. Number one, we do a poor job or identify our target market. That's something I think our community should improve on, right? Is that you should know who your target market is. That is, if you want to succeed in business, if you want to last in business, the reason why sometimes the failure rate in our community when it comes to business is so huge is because of that, right? We don't know who our target market is. The other piece to this puzzle is once you identify your target market, how are you staying connected to them? Which some people will be that someone come and buy once and then they leave, right? You have no information on them. How you, or maybe one or two times to come, right? But you don't know who they are. You don't, you know what I mean, and things like that. How are you going to stay connected to them? That's the other piece we don't do well. Like you're talking about that business you went to today, right? Is like number one, first of all, the thing based on what you just said, number one, I don't think they know that target market. And even folks that have been shopping at that location, they have not been doing a good job staying connected to those folks.
Yep.
Which means it's like, hey, sometimes or text, how you doing? Okay, imagine, right? I tell people like the Walmart you referenced, the Walmart is huge, but Walmart advertises every day. You watch TV, you turn on your TV, on social media, everywhere. Walmart is advertising, and these days they do targeted marketing. It's not like they just throwing stuff on TV. Just they send you stuff in your mail. Your local grocery store will send you stuff in the mail and stuff like that. What are they doing there? They are staying connected to their customer.
Exactly. So when's the last time you entered a Black business and they asked you at the register, can I get your phone number or can I get your email address?
It doesn't happen. Okay, and especially African immigrant businesses are so bad at it. As a number one,
No,
those
nobody's
foundational
asking me
pieces
for
are
my
not
phone
there.
number.
Yeah.
There's no time I go to Target, and you can be a repeat shopper. Do you want to put your phone number in today? Even Cup Foods. Do you want to associate yourself? The first thing that comes up when you go to pay for your stuff at Cup Foods is, do you want to associate yourself with this purchase? I'm putting in a phone number. You're putting in an email. Most European businesses, they're going to see the importance of data. Data. And we don't do that. We don't care about data. We don't care to know the back end, the back stuff. All we know is somebody's in front of us and they have $5 to spend, and I want them to spend that $5 with me. The data is important because you have a way to reach back out to that customer, to tell them about sales, to tell them about new products that are coming in, to offer them coupons. You're staying in touch with those customers because from time immemorial until the ends of the earth, one thing for sure is the people who are most likely to shop from you are your repeat buyers. Repeat buyers are do the best in marketing. Till this day, a lot of companies will tell you word of mouth is still as powerful as any other marketing tool they can employ out there. And that's why taking care of customers that walk through that door is so important, because they know what a customer that has a great shopping experience is going to go and talk about that experience to other folks and recommend that business because of that experience, and they're going to come back. There's no better person to talk about your product than somebody who has used it and experienced it, right? And so these are all the things why it's important about knowing your target market and knowing how to stay connected to them. Find a way to keep track of putting your customers into some kind of database. Include that. Pay the extra money. It's going to pay off. Find some way. Even if you have a separate tablet, right? Have a separate tablet on the side of your register. Because I know sometimes we can't invest in these expensive, lavish POS systems. But even Square, I went to I go to the Mexican restaurant and they flip the thing around and ask you, how do you want to get your receipt? Why are they asking me how I want to get my receipt? Because they're either going to get a phone number from me or email me. So if you have a Square or a POS system in your business, a way to ring up the merchandise when your customers come and buy from you, there is a mechanism in there you're paying for that you can be able to capture their information. Even online, as soon as you go to a website, what's the first thing they ask you for, Abraham? You log in, you see that pop-up screen is what? Get 20% off today by adding in your email. Then they say, okay, to complete this process, let's text you this coupon. Then you got to put in your phone number. And there's so many of those advertising come to my email. And then after some time, Gmail can say, you know what? You have not opened an email from this person for some while time. Do you want to unsubscribe? And I gladly unsubscribe. Until the next time I need to go to their website, I will create a new account.
Yeah, yeah. Well, folks, to know we are talking about who is your target market and how do you stay connected to your target market. This is a very interesting topic for business owners, for entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs in our community because it is very, very important. We don't do that enough in our community. Our entrepreneurs, our business owners don't do that enough. That's why, like, even the successful one in our community, they are successful, but I sometimes wonder what is this success you're talking about, right? Because it's not scalable. You're making the money, okay? You're bringing out revenue, but guess what? I could do to you if you really know who your target market, if you know the demographics, like maybe the income level of your target market. Like the one thing you might, I mean, you mentioned like the likes of Target or Walmart or or any company or Amazon. What they have is loyalty program. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a I'm a Target, you know what I mean? I'm loyal to Minnesota, so I shop at Target because you know what I mean and stuff. They still mean so much to me, and so the local companies here mean so much to me as well. But if you walk into Target, I'm a Target Cycle member. Every time, what I don't guess what though, I don't really get that benefit, right? You know what I mean? But I'm a Target Cycle member. I always enter my phone number every time, right? The thing Target is doing there is they are, you know what I mean? They have my information, they have my phone number, they have my email. They will send me, when sales is going on. The same with Macy's. I do shop at Macy's quite a bit. Macy's will do the enter your phone number, right? We got like 10% coupon for you. Look, our local businesses, our immigrant run businesses can do the same thing. It's not rocket science.
It's
It
not.
is not rocket science. The water source, all these, they can do it. It's not rocket science. When someone goes down there, the first thing you should do, ask for that phone number. You can text them. Hey man, I've not seen you for today we have maybe fresh goat meat that just came in. Are you interested? You know what I mean? And stuff. It means you are driving because because most of us are in retail, right? And retail, what retail needs the most is traffic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
traffic.
And
The
it
area you
helps.
went, yeah, I mean the area you went to, the reason why you brought that up, but they have no traffic. And guess what? Because they are not
No,
staying
zero
connected.
traffic.
They are not staying connected to their customer. Number one, I
No,
feel that the two problem they have, they don't even know who they're talking about. They don't even know who their market is, let alone target market, and they are not staying connected to them.
they're not staying connected. Sometimes I'm walking through that, I'm like, are these people really in business or is this a front? But I mean, like, this is not cheap. I know you got to pay this rent every month. Like, who just pays rent to make, even if you're paying $500 rent and you have a business and you're only making $3,000 a month, that math is not mathing. That's not mathing, right?
I mean, how you paying yourself, right? Because some of them, that is their full-time gig. Some folks,
Exactly.
it's their full-time gig. How you paying yourself? We know very well. I mean, obviously, one of my favorite quote I came across today, it's still kind of a pop in my head. It's like, and it was funny to me. It's not funny. It's funny to me. They talk about this American dream. Oh, house is an American dream. I mean, you are a real estate person, but I've always said real estate is not my thing. The guy was on talking about interest rate and whatever. He said, "Look, man, you should understand, we do not own our homes. We own we do not own homes in this country. What we own is mortgage. The
That's
next
true.
minute you start paying that mortgage, guess what? Guess what? The bank or whoever owns that property or whoever owns that mortgage is coming to take it out of the house. So we do not own homes in this country. This whole American dream. I know Miss B agree with me on this because she's a real estate investor. I would say for us single family homeowners, we don't own those homes. Okay, what we own is mortgage. And the next minute we fall behind on those mortgages. Guess what? They are coming for those houses. So they are telling us house is American dream is American dream. Man, for me, I have not believed it for one bit because number one, misbelieve the process. Because number one,
But
they say, oh, down the line you sell the house and get it right. Have you ever looked at your amortization statement, folks? Look at that stuff, how much is going to interest versus how much is going to principal, and then how much you are what. And anything breaks in how you repairing it. You're paying because when you are renting your bill, sometimes it's even lower than when you when you are a homeowner. Okay, so when I had that quote today, I said, man, that's a perfect quote. But anyway, go ahead.
no, no, let's let Abraham vent. I think
Yeah,
he needed a
I am.
venting session.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned. So I know who my target market is. I know who are my renters. As a
Mm,
landlord, I know who my renters are. I know, as a somebody who have a car dealership, we know who our customers are. And so we're concerned about the economy, right? When it comes to understanding that people need to make money in order to pay us rent. They need to make money in order to come and buy cars. And so that's why I'm invested in helping other businesses, because that way there's money in the economy for things to be circulating, right? And Abraham, what you hope that you have done with that house, that so you don't want to be house rich and cash poor. And that's what I tell people. What we hope you have done when you purchase this home is that you looked at the long-term investment value. And that's where I want to say, our European counterparts, every purchase is an investment, and they look at the long-term investment value when they make a purchase, right? Unless you're somebody in very high six figures. I know we all like to brag about six figures. Like, I'm not even impressed with $250,000 a year anymore. No, to me, that's nothing in this economy, right? I'm not, we thank God for those who are making that. But for me, right, you have to think about, what am I buying? How much of my income that I need for other things to invest in other things is going out the door now, and how I'm waiting for this long-term investment. And I want to say long-term investment is the equity that it builds up over time in your house, right? It will build up quickly sitting in a house. I will guarantee you that if you have nowhere else to put it, it's going to build up more quickly sitting in a house than in a bank. But yet and still, it is patient capital. Buying a house is patient capital, is patient equity. The equity that I have in my property, it didn't happen overnight, right? I've been in home ownership since 2009. So I've been in the real estate game for a long time, and it didn't happen overnight, right? So I like to be honest about people with that. But again, as a business owner, even if all I was doing was real estate, my target market is important. I need to know, based on the property that I have and where my property is located, who can afford to pay the rent. Who can afford to live in my place? Who can afford to pay the rent and be consistent? Because what happens is, if somebody doesn't pay me rent, I now have to come out of my pocket to pay the rent for not only where I'm living, the mortgage for not only where I'm living, but the mortgage for that property as well. And so what is happening in the economy right now, I'm going to be impacted. I am heavily concerned, right? As of November 1st, I believe if we don't open back up the government, millions of people will not have food stamps. And if you don't use food stamps, you think, oh, you will be impacted, because believe it or not, Target accepts EBT, Walmart accepts EBTs, right? It could be that you lose your local grocery store. You lose your local store because the people who, if they were getting 60% of their gross sales from food, and not only food stamps is going away, it's the cash assistance too, I believe, right? It's the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know how our people can do. They do sell them stamps to get money, but now they can't even do that. And then the little cash that they were getting, they don't have that. So just think, if somebody had $2,000 worth of stamps and was getting probably $500 worth of cash assistance, that's an income of $2,500 that's left that household. And who was most likely getting that $2,500? Walmart. And then now me as a landlord, at least a little extra income that they were getting, they were able to pay, they could afford to pay their rent. But now any money they get, I'm the last person they're thinking about paying. That money, first and foremost, is going to go to the bills that are more likely to get turned off: water, electricity, especially winter's coming, utilities, and food. Those are the things that they're going to think about prioritizing more. And so as a business owner, knowing your target market right now is saying, should I be going and advocating for these folks, or these are the folks that are buying from my business? And Waterstar market, you accept EBT too, right? And people are using those cash to buy those plates from you, buy the groceries from you, So I'm just bringing it back home to how something can happen to other people here, but it comes back to impact all of us eventually. And if you shop at Target and the shop, and with the layoffs, a lot of y'all got laid off because Target's been losing money. Shoppers, consumers have not been going to their store enough to shop. And now there even less consumers are going to be coming, because at least if they were coming to buy their groceries from Target, they're not doing that anymore. And if you work at Target, if less foot traffic is happening, you as an employee, your job is at risk. And that's everybody, from top management all the way down to the cashier, right? Everybody's job is at risk come this food stamps and stuff hurting. So we think it's only the people who are on, we like to say welfare, that's unfair. We like to say the people on welfare are the only people going to be impacted right now. We're finding out, sure enough, they are not the only ones going to be impacted. And so back to why I felt this topic was so important, because I went to a financial conference and they were talking about this, and you would think, why does the bank care? Why do financial institutions care? They care. They care. They know who are the largest depositors of money into their bank. That's how they know their target market for the bank. Their target market is the people who are the largest of, they're not the people that are coming to get loans for them, because those people are risk, no matter how wealthy they are. People who are coming to take money from them in the form of a loan are a risk for the bank. The people who come and deposit their money, open a checking account and a savings account, those are the people that are most important to the banks. Because if you don't come and deposit any money into the bank, they cannot do loans. So they know who their target market is. That's why you'll find the Wells Fargo in Brooklyn Center is not leaving anytime soon. The Wells Fargo in Brooklyn Park is not leaving anytime soon. They have the largest depositors will be your North Minneapolis. Folks are coming from North Minneapolis, coming from Crystal, coming from all those nearby cities. Then they're utilizing that branch in Brooklyn Center. And so they know who their target market is. Everybody wants to know who their target market is.
Definitely. Well, folks, tonight we are discussing who your target market is, how do you stay connected to them. So contribute to the conversation as a business owner. Very important. Put a comment in the chat. Whether if you are a business owner or you have your side hustle, how are you staying connected to your target market? You know who your target market is. So put a comment in the chat or call our number, right? If you have something on your mind, 952-594-5154. But Ms. B, I was inventing that, right? So for me, two of us have different. I'm an equity type of person, right? I feel like, the stock market is the greatest wealth creator, right? I mean, some of you guys in real estate, kudos to you. Real estate is something to me, it bogs you down. My man, Elon Musk, he's begun to become a trillionaire. He unloaded all of his real estate because he feels that it bogs you down. To me, that's where I'm coming from, right? I can tell somebody if you want to get, if you want, not that you want to get rich quick cut, but if you if you really want to be loaded, look at this equity market. It's risky, but I did that, it can gain and lose. I mean, even today the stock market hit record highs and stuff like that. Even when it comes down, it's never a bad thing. That's all Warren Buffett does. So that's the difference between you and I. You're a real estate person. For me, I'm an equity type of person because I feel like I don't like to get bogged down. I'm just the kind of person, right? Anything that bogs me down and stuff, whether 10 years from now it's going to gain equity, the equity sometimes is slow. It's like a snail, And for me, I like to see, I like to see body and before that equity grows, right? The point I'm trying to, then we can move it. Before that equity grows, right?
So
Sometimes like if
drop
we're
in the
in
bucket.
if
Drop.
we're in the equity, if we're in the equity market, right? I tell you, these few times, one of my favorite bet is Nvidia, right? When my man came out, with Liberation Day with his tariffs, that stuff dropped to like $90. Today it went as high as $210. Okay, imagine, man, if you have like 1,000 or 2,000 shares in that thing, you could be walking away with that huge stuff, right?
Yeah,
The real estate will not do that for you. So I just want to
that's
get that
true.
out there,
That's
right?
that's the risk.
Yeah, yeah,
And
you know what I mean?
it's all about diversifying your portfolio. Like all these
No, no, yeah.
companies we work for, they have assets. They have
Mhm.
assets. They have commercial, residential, whatever real estate assets they do. They have residential, believe it or not, assets, because some of them maybe they're CEOs, they're providing housing for folks. Sometimes they have to relocate members of
Top
their team.
management.
Yeah,
Mhm.
management. So they all own every type of form of real estate. They have a mix in their portfolio. That's why it's called a portfolio, right? And so I agree with you that you have to mix. You should. a good investor should be mixing it up, right? But still be making, sizable investments, and not taking too much risk, especially if you don't understand the product.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I know
definitely.
I keep telling you, we need to do a session on stock market, right? Either you or we find somebody,
You know
people
what?
just want to know what's good stocks to purchase. And,
I'm
you and I
working on
bounce it
bringing.
off, huh?
I'm working on bringing somebody from Fidelity, one of those brokerage firms, right? They're bringing them here to, to talk about it, to educate our folks. Because I mean, man, I think, I said again, it is the greatest wealth creator, and I think our folks are being left behind because we don't understand it, right? We always risky, and only our only exposure to it, most of us, is through our what 401k. But our 401k, some of us, the risks of 401k, sometimes people put their money in there by the time they mention if we're being going. Okay.
The amount of people that I hear borrow from that thing is just
Okay.
ridiculous.
I see the
A
person Jen and the
lot of
company
it
going.
just take one
So
person
for
to
me,
got them hip to
it's not
it.
ready. It's not
Oh my man,
ready.
you can go borrow from your 401k. Oh, really? Yeah. And now
Yeah.
it's like there's so many of them still don't have a good retirement backup because so people have cleaned out their 401k. It's unfortunate.
No, for me,
Nobody should
I
have
mean,
told black people they can borrow from, and I mean not just black people. Nobody should have told people, middle class people, that they could borrow from their 401k.
and sometimes look, when someone loses their job, like all these folks, I read a story today where this guy lost his job, 10 months, he couldn't find a job. So it's like he had to empty his 401k, and then he had to go get an odd job, because no, he couldn't find a job, right? And he emptied his 401k. He lost his house. Okay, that's how bad this thing can become. That's why I said I don't believe in this. That's when it comes to the real estate stuff, right? I'm telling you, man, that's not my thing, right? Because man, the moment you don't be, that's why I said when I heard that quote today, I said, damn, this guys, this dude is right on. You don't own a home in this country. What you own is a mortgage. The moment you start paying that mortgage, boom, the the,
Hey, for
the, the,
2 years we had two vacancies. For 2 years we had two vacancies. So just think about the money we invested in holding on to our properties that we probably could have put on the stock market. But you see, when they are occupied, you know, I can just think about the money I'm making every month, right?
Someone's at the front door.
yeah, yeah,
Just think about the money I'm making every month when they are occupied. So it's like, when Christmas is in town or Christmas is going on, we don't think about when we're losing. We just be focused
yeah,
on the fact that we're winning. And
yeah, yeah.
so knowing your target market does help you to best be prepared for times like these right now, right? With all the uncertainty and stuff that is happening in the economy, right? Knowing who's going to be able to afford to walk into your store. I went into the building today, and the first floor, the business that I saw was a clothing store, boutique, dead. But he had a nice store, well stocked inventory. And I'm just like, the whole time we were there, you not one person entered that building or to enter his store. And the problem is, the mean thing is, because what from the outside the buildings looks like an office building. So now if you're not investing in putting your name on the board, which the board is, it looks like it's full. I don't think any more business names can go on the board. That means, how are you drawing traffic into that place that looks like an office building? You're not even in the conventional retail space. You're in
Like a
an
strip mall.
office building,
Like a strip mall.
not in a strip mall or anything.
Yeah,
You're not in a mall. You're not in a strip mall. You're right across the street from the what used to be Brookdale Mall, where you have Foot Locker, you got T-Mobile, you got TJ Maxx, you got Burlington Coat Factory, and so all of those people are there for a reason, because why? They can feed off of each other, the foot traffic. Your what else is there? The fitness gym, not Lifetime, but Life Fitness. I think it's the other one is
LA,
called
LA
LA Fitness.
Fitness.
LA Fitness is there. You got the Cup Foods, right? You have these high traffic areas, but because people are driving by thinking, oh, that's just an office building, I'm only going to go there if I'm going to go see somebody with a professional service, you're missing out on not having that foot traffic, right? So did you make the right decision in moving your business into that office space? Yeah, you're probably there paying cheaper rent than you would be paying across the street. But the money you're saving on the rent, are you investing that in marketing or
Marketing. Yeah.
advertisement?
Hmm.
They barely wanted to talk to us, which is things that we can provide to them for free.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I mean, and one of the things too, right? I mean, you brought up earlier about data. The whole thing evolves around data. This whole thing evolves around data, and sometimes even you will see. I mean, you talk about the Caucasian earlier. You see the man own a business. Sometimes he will take his business card, go in the neighborhood, go in communities, right, and say, "Hey, man, I have this going, right? Where are you? I'm located X, Y, and Z places. Can you come and check it out, right? Hey, I give you like when you go to a grocery store, even a liquor store, sometimes they have these promotional things going on, right? Hey, taste this or taste that. I mean, or do this or do that. The thing about it, right, all the things you are talking about evolves around data. For some reason, our people are just afraid of data. That's one of our entrepreneurs and our business owners. Because number one, right, in order because you have to be when you collect all of this important data about your customers or potential customers, because it's not only about people walking through your door. Potential customers, someone might not. I said a lot of people. You have that thing. To me, it's not so much the location because the location you're talking about here is very it's a well diverse community. Broken Park, Broken Center, very diverse, has a huge immigrant population. But if the marketing piece was there with data, I mean, to support that, believe me, I don't think that place will be dead.
No,
I don't
you're
think
right.
so. I think people will be going there. But most of these businesses don't invest in marketing because number one, they don't even have the data. I mean, they be wondering who are they going to, market to, right? They don't want to go to these places. Or someone else, okay, you run a business, but you don't want to be bothered with Africans or African immigrants or Liberians and stuff like that. I'm wondering, okay, make that make sense to me, right? These people could be a potential customer, so you don't want to be bothered with African Americans. These people could be a potential customer, or they could be your customers and stuff like that. But you have to be intentional about this thing, and it's all about data. You know who your target market is. In order to know your target market, to know your target market and how you stay connected to them, you have to collect data on them. You have to gather data and you have to be intentional about those data. And then now you can say what you can market to people, right? I mean, here at Inner Circle Podcast, we know how many people subscribe to our YouTube channels, right? Through outreach, how many people Facebook and stuff like that, right? We have to be intentional about what reaching out to these folks, okay? Either through our channels or through our viewers' channels, right? And things like that. If we don't do it, the moment we stop doing it, we cease to exist. Honestly, and that's what most businesses in our community because it's like when you have the kind of right data, you start thinking about retention, right? You collect retention metrics, right? You're thinking about referral rate. Okay, how many of your customers are referring other customers? All of these things. But I can tell you, 99.9% of our people, especially our entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs or business owners, do not put in the time or the effort to do those things. And it's very important.
And I would say out of the 10 people we spoke to, I think only two gave good customer service. You didn't know why we were there. Just the fact that we had to knock on doors before they even opened was alarming. And when we did knock on the door and we came in, they always like, well, why are you here? What could you possibly want? As if I was there to try and sell them something. Whereas taking me as a customer and saying, and there were five of us from my team, five of us that, embarked on that building today. I have money. There's nothing stopping me to say I'm in there. I couldn't buy something, which I do sometimes. I can be on the clock and shop because I want to encourage and support my business, my BIPOC businesses, my Black businesses. But not one person treated me or any of members of my team like a customer. So I just know their customer service need help. And those are some of the things you can even come and get from us. You can get free training, free business training, right? But nobody cared about why we were there, who we were, or the things that we were talking about. And I was
Because
just like,
because
wow.
because they don't know who their target market is, Miss B. If they knew
No,
who their target market were, when you walk in there, someone could have never shopped from you. But right when they walk in that door, if you know your target market and the likes of you walk in that door and say, "Oh man, I have this, I have that," you know what I mean, stuff
thank
like
you.
that, right? The customer service, stuff will kick in. But if you don't know who your target market, ain't nobody walk in there. You say, "Okay, who are you? What are you doing here?" Okay, why are you even here? And the other
Yeah,
thing, and the other thing is right. Most of us go into business without knowing our purpose or the problem we're trying to solve or the pain, maybe someone is like, I mean, it's like the pain of our customers, right? It's like, who are you? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. How do I know what am I selling to you? We don't go into business with purpose, and to know who your target market is and how you stay connected to them. I think it has to be purpose driven. What are you trying to solve? Even to a product or service, there's something that might be missing that you're trying to solve. Honestly,
You know who
but
does the best? I've never gone to Chick-fil-A and had a bad experience.
oh no, I mean that even that's what the kids love it. That's what.
Yes. Seriously, I've never ever. And I think it's I don't even know what the word to. I mean, they have your experience is the number one priority for Chick-fil-A from beginning to end. So much so is you would think the drive-through is enough. No, they're having kids standing at the very drive-through itself and getting you in and out of there and having a really happy experience. I have expensive glasses, Ferragamo, Gucci, Ray-Ban. You know what glasses I wear every day? My Chick-fil-A glasses. And and especially, my daughter, she can be like, Mom, you talk to these people too much. Hi, Jack. I know Jack. So, and I went to the Maple Grove Chick-fil-A and I saw Jack there. And me and that Jack had a long conversation because I don't even really eat the food. I'm just taking my kid there. But I've never had a bad experience because from the time my car pulls up into that drive-through, hi, how are you doing? Can I get a name? The first thing is, can I get a name for the order? And then next thing you're going to do is they're going to be using my name throughout the whole service. All right, Miss Denise. All right, see you at the, and when I order for Denise, like, who doesn't want to go to a place where everybody knows your name? We all heard that slogan before, right?
They know
Everybody
who
knows your name.
they know who their target market is. I mean,
Thank
even
you.
like Chick-fil-A is good at that. Raising Cane's is good at that. I mean, McDonald's obviously has perfected that.
Thank
Of
you.
the so it's key. I mean, this topic you brought here tonight, right? I mean, your target market and staying connected to them. I think if our businesses want to scale, because I mean the reason why we established this Wednesday segment is that it's not only you into business, but are you scaling? Are we building generational wealth? Right? That's the key. Are we building generational wealth? Are we ready? Because you can be in business. The moment sometimes the frustration part about it, by the time the person leave that business, they back to square zero. Right? Or that business goes sideways, the person back to square zero because we are not scaling.
Yeah.
We are not scaling. So now we only selling to a few people. We are not scaling.
Especially my salon owners. I never see them at anything. They don't go to any networking events. They think just the
And,
idea that they can do good hair, they will always be having clients.
and you could be amazed though, especially like this. I mean, especially the salon owner, it could be amazed. Look, if a Caucasian know or rich black person know in a corporate world they can do good hair, guess what? They'll come to you and pay any amount you're looking for. Any amount. Okay. Any amount. Or some of the NBA stars, their wives and stuff like that. If they know you can do good hair, man, they will come to you and pay any amount. You'll be amazed.
That
Right?
part.
But
That
honestly,
part. They don't
honestly,
salon owners, I never catch them at a
you know,
networking event in Minnesota.
because
I don't catch them.
if you just
Other
stay within the
states,
community,
oh yeah,
sometimes the
but
purchasing
here,
power yeah. If you stay within the community, sometimes the purchasing power within the community is low. You gotta diversify your customer base.
oh
You
yeah,
have to. You have to. And in order to understand your customer base, first of all, that's what this whole target market thing is connected to your purpose. What are you trying to achieve? What's your purpose? Right? What's your mission? What are your values?
yeah,
When you understand those things, where your target market will not only be, oh, I'm only doing Liberians here, I'm only doing Ghanaians here, I'm only doing Nigerians here, I'm only doing like African immigrants here. No, because number one, the purpose of your business is to serve what? You know what I mean? The entire population.
yeah,
Honestly.
yeah,
Honestly, right? So
yeah.
if you know what your purpose is, your mission and your values, you can target anyone, right?
Exactly. And we talk about, oh, black businesses, black people should shop at only black businesses. But you know why white businesses get our money and continue to get our money? Because they see us as their market too.
Oh, they're not narrowing
Yeah,
it to
they're
they're not
not.
narrowing
That
it
was
to
every white
not get
company those days. I think the moment we saved Cadillac, everybody realized that black money, black consumers were important and they're valuable. So
it's not only first of all it's not only Cadillac. I can tell you, right? Do you know who made like the likes of Escalade, Range Rover, who made them to be popular? A black musician, hip hop.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. The Range Rovers and stuff. Those dudes, right, are the what are the dudes that made those cars popular.
Those
Escalade, right? Or
artists
even
brought luxury brand. First of all, they brought luxury brand to the black community. They brought
yeah.
they brought the Gucci's. You know, there's this movie with Richard Pryor and Stacey Dash. It's called Moving. The name of the movie is called Moving. And in that movie, they're using Louis Vuitton luggage. The movie Clueless has Louis Vuitton luggage. If you think about it, it is those things that brought the luxury brand to us, right? Because they realized that we are a consumer of those things. And once they realize that, it's like it's everywhere now, right? So as much as you want black consumers to spend in black businesses need to learn how to market to us. They need to learn how to provide a customer experience for us. Not to say that other companies don't have their bad days. Not everybody's Chick-fil-A, you know, but yet and still, they've been around longer than you. They have a pretty good solid system of training their customers. Payless, people used to bring shoes that were obviously old. I mean, worn to the bone, holes in them. And Payless would take it back. As a store manager from Payless, I would never tell a customer we're not going to accept their worn out shoes. That's a part of customer service. Every retail job I ever had, you know, the one thing they'll tell me, the customer is always right.
It's king. Customer is king.
Yes.
Customer is king. And other
Customer is
thing, right?
cash. Customer is king. The customer is always right. And I'd be like, what? No matter what, that customer can cuss you out to Walmart.
Mhm.
At that customer service desk, I used to work at Walmart. They will cuss you out. They will throw things at you. That store manager is going to come and be apologizing to that customer. Ma'am, I'm sorry you're having this experience. How can I make it better for you?
Yeah.
Forget the way you just treated my employee. I would deal with my employee at a later time. I don't care. You cuss the employee out, even though the employee didn't do anything. You've cussed my employee out because you're mad about the process or the policy, and you're upset. You want your money, and that store manager is going to come, ma'am. I am so sorry for your experience. How can I help you? Because they understand who their audience is, who their market is.
There are two things to understand or to grasp about the whole who your target market is and how you stay connected to them, right? It's about onboarding. When someone like the way today you walk into that store, right? You are first time, maybe that your first time walking in there. The owner, if they understood, right, what a target market is and how to stay connected to that target market, was to number one, God, maybe there's a new person. How can I onboard them? Once you walk into a target, that's the first thing they're thinking about. How can they, how do they onboard you? Right? How can you become a regular target customer? So onboarding is very important.
Yes.
You know, I
Yes.
mean, you know what I mean. And it's like, and the second piece is right when you have a customer. The next thing you're talking about, okay, what experience can I give this customer so they can refer my business?
Yes.
Referrals are very
Referral.
important. If you had a good experience in our store today, you'll be sitting today on the Inner Cycle Podcast business segment,
There you
saying
go.
all the good things about that business and
Yep.
referring people to that business. Say, hey,
Yes.
go there because man, you here talking about Chick-fil-A, and I don't eat Chick-fil-A. I don't think you eat Chick-fil-A. Only my case,
No.
24/7. My case is that if I get an opportunity 24 hours a day, to order Chick-fil-A, right? Because they love it. I
Yeah.
don't think that the food they love because it's all chicken. I say you don't get tired eating chicken over and over. Okay. But to me, it's the experience. They love it. You know, when I
It's
go
a
in.
hangout spot. Whenever I take my daughter there after school, you will be amazed how full that parking lot is with youth. It's a hangout spot. I mean, yeah, they like the food, but it's a fun place. It's a hangout spot, right? And again, Chick-fil-A know who their audience. You're going to find a bunch of young people working there.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm,
intentional.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Which,
mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
know, it's cheaper labor, but you know, it's more so about providing the experience and even saying, oh, we're going to capitalize off having cheap labor because they're not open on Sundays.
Yeah, yeah.
And even that part, right, that cultural piece that they bring to them, to their business, I appreciate too. And for that reason, people respect them even more. Oh, these people are faith people, they're faith-based people, so they don't have their business open on Sundays. We like that about them. I'm going to continue to give them our money. So
What they have built is
knowing
loyalty.
your
I mean,
market
loyal
is good,
customers.
huh?
Yeah. What they have built is loyal customers because they know who
Yes,
their target market is and they have stayed connected to that target market, whether they are open or not, right? It's like they have built that
yes.
loyalty. And I said, most of our businesses don't do that, right? They don't build loyalty. Loyalty. Because in order to have repeat customers, you have to, you got to give me a reason to walk into your store day in and day out. Look, I can be sitting here anytime I want to go to a Target. As soon as I take my ticket, boom, they go grocery shopping. The first place I want to go Target. It's like Target have given us reason to walk into that store day in and day out. Same way those that go to Walmart. Walmart have given us a reason, a legit reason to walk into Walmart day in and day out. As a business owner, you have to give your customers, right? Your target customer, though you know that your customer, give them a reason to walk into your store or to ask for your service day in and day out. And our business owners, our entrepreneurs, man, is that's one thing to me they are lacking. We don't give our customers the reason why they should choose us as their service provider, or they should choose us as someone they can buy their product from. Things like that. I think that's what we are really, really missing in our community. But this is a 1 hour show, Miss Bean. We have been having
I
fun.
know
But
it
go
is a
ahead.
1 hour show. I will shout out a business, was not in the building we went today. Nature Syrup, Devonna Pittman. She a homegrown business here in Minnesota. But you can catch her in Macy's, you can catch her in Hy-Vee. I mention her because no, even though she's gotten big right now, she's a big business owner. Nature Syrup is a big product. She's still very humble. You're gonna catch her at a farmer's market at any given day. You'll catch her anywhere, and she will remember you as a customer. Even probably remember the product you purchased. She makes it her business to provide a great experience, right? And so you can see her online. You can see her at your local Hy-Vee. Like I said, you can find her online on Macy's. But I know her because she has created that personal relationship with her, as many customers as she has the capacity to do, but then has also branded that in her team as well. So if she's not at the farmer's market that day, you're going to get the same experience as if she was there. Nature
Yeah, yeah,
syrup, you guys. Go buy some nature syrup. It's good for your
yeah.
hair.
Well, folks, man, it's always fun when we bring these business segment topics. Right? To me, business dear to my heart. I'm a side hustle. I'm not like Miss B, where she own a couple of businesses. I don't even own a business. I have a side hustle. So that's
I
it.
don't, I don't believe that.
I have a side hustle, right? So I don't own a business,
He's an
but
investor.
you
That's
know,
why he don't
you
need
know,
to own a business. He invests in different businesses.
business and finance always intrigue me, always excite me. So every time I'm sitting here, Wednesday is my favorite day on the Inner Cycle podcast. If you don't know
It
that,
is.
business and finance is my passion, right? Because to me, people can say, oh, for me, I want to be rich. I want everybody around me to be rich. I want people to be rich because, man, money have
Same
a
here. We want to be wealthy and we want everybody to come
Definitely.
along
Money
with
has
us
a
to be
power you
wealthy.
won't imagine. Money has a power you don't believe, right? So that's what we have dedicated every Wednesday to business and finance. And this is a great topic, Miss B brought here today. So to all you entrepreneurs out there, man, I hope if you don't know your target market, even if you own a group home or whatever, know your target market, know how to
Yep.
reach them and see
Yep.
how to stay connected to them,
Yep.
right? Because every business can have ups and downs, right? Every business. So it's a great topic, Miss B brought here today. It's been fun. Miss B, man, as we wrap this up, right? As we wrap this thing up tonight, what's the message you want to leave all those entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs that still doing, still struggling to know who the target market is and not even staying connected to them?
First thing I'm going to tell you is to go and Google your nearest small business development center. Either you're looking for your nearest small business development center or you Google free business technical assistance.
Mm.
Free business technical assistance and put in the state of Minnesota because maybe Google might point you in God knows where. But yeah, your small
Or you
business center in Minnesota and your free business technical assistance in Minnesota.
or use open AI. I mean, these days, if you can't use anyway, if you have open AI or chat GPT, use it to go find it. Just by the time, because it will know your location anyway. Now, boom,
That's
boom,
true.
boom, boom. They're going to tell you, where your small business development is. But I think, I think as a business owner, what do you even have a side hustle? Invest some time and energy into it, right? Invest
Yeah.
some, because it's like you could be amazed. I mean, the reason why most of us are doing 9 to 5 because business takes time. Miss B talk about the AI component to it, right? Most of us are solopreneurs, but AI can make us corporations. Honestly,
Yeah.
because it can do all the little things that used to take you hours upon hours and do and things like that. And even now, I mean, Ms. B mentioned this earlier when she opened the segment about business plan, right? About AI helping you to write a business plan. Actually, you can do that. Obviously, you have to put some, authentic. You have to put your authentic self into it, right?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
what your
Definitely.
business want to
Definitely.
do and all those stuff. But it can help you do that. It can help you do those things. So, invest some time into your business plan, marketing plan, knowing your target market, staying connected to them. Call out their phone number, text them. Hey, what's up? If someone have done business with you before and they have taken a while, you have not yet for that person, text them. Hey, man, what's up? How's your family? How's your this? You have to look. The like West Fargo know my birthday.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
And they know how long I've been with them.
okay, okay. You
20
know,
something,
I'll get.
27 plus years.
Target know my birthday. Okay. And sometimes you'll be amazed, right? And it's like on my birthday, they will be sending me, messages and say, "Hey, happy birthday! We have a cake, we have the special series, stuff like that." Imagine, I said, "Man, this is creepy stuff, right?" What I mean, but hey, it's
And those
intentional.
stores give me birthday coupons.
It's intentional.
Express,
It's
Nordstrom.
intentional.
Yeah.
Let's,
They, they
imagine.
all give me birthday coupons,
Mm,
$25, 40% off. I appreciate it every year. Now, even when I go to Panera or Caribou, my Caribou membership will give me a free drink.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. You
Yes.
see, that's how we could be. So imagine if what our market, right, could know every one of his customers' birthday. We like Britain, we are very, especially Africans as a whole, right? It's like when we are very personable, right? Something become personal, right? We approach someone personal because we have that relationship. It's about building relationship. So if someone can relate to you, guess what? You can win over as a repeat customer, and that's what we need to do. Right? That's the message I want to leave here tonight. Here, that's the message I want to leave
And
here
we
tonight.
do referrals for our car business. So if you come and buy a car from us
See?
and you refer
Yeah.
somebody else, we're going to give you $100 referral fee.
There you go. You see, there you go, folks. And do the same thing for your business. Don't say, "Oh, why am I?" No, do it. What you're doing is what I mean. I should say earlier, word of mouth is very important. Sometimes, he say, "Hey, we have
That's
this."
our
Yeah.
number one thing that has kept us in the car business. Word of mouth, referral. Mind you, for years, from 2014 till this year, we didn't have a website.
It's all about referrals.
It's been all referrals, repeat customers and referrals.
That's it. That's it, folks.
Yep.
Well, man, it's been great talking to you guys tonight. To all of you entrepreneurs out there, to all of you aspiring entrepreneurs, all of you good business owners. We hope you took something from this today, man. And don't sit on the sideline. Do something, right? Do something. Scale that business, bring in more customers, and make that money. But with that, we all have a good night. Tomorrow we're gonna be back here with some freestyle topic. It's Halloween week. So Friday is Halloween, trick or treat day. And then, as Miss B mentioned, Snap is ending. And then our daylight savings time, remember to change your clock. So tomorrow we'll be talking about all this good stuff tomorrow. So hope
November 3rd, right? Monday? Is it Monday or
no,
Saturday?
Sunday
Sunday,
morning.
Sunday the second.
Sunday
Yep,
morning.
yep.
So join us tomorrow to hear about all of these great topics, folks. So anyway, you
Yeah.
all have a good night, and we will see you back
Good night,
here
everyone.
tomorrow. So thank you so much. You have a good night.
Let's set the